What's up, everyone? My name is Justin, and I'm the CEO and co founder of Mona. And today I'm going to walk you through the process of getting started with building your very own space inside the decentralized metaverse. I'm going to show you how to download and use our Mona Space Starter template. I'm going to walk you through how to import all of your 3D files that you've created in other programs. We're going to bring them right into the Mona template and then build them into playground files, which you can immediately test inside your web browser. And then once you're happy with your space, I'm going to show you how to upload all your files to Mona to go live right inside the decentralized metaverse. At the end of the tutorial, I'm actually going to show you how to mint your space. So we're going to take that beautiful space that you created and we're going to turn it into an NFT, which you can then sell on OpenSea. There's a lot of exciting things to cover, so let's dive right in. All right, so to get started, just head on over to our website at mona.gallery. At the top of the website, you're going to see a link that says Build a Space. Click on that. That's going to take you to our Mona documentation site. Just click on Get Started, and you'll follow these steps to get started with building your very own space inside of the decentralized metaverse. So remember, if you need any help at any point as you're building your space, make sure you join our Discord and ask any questions there. We're here to help, and there's an amazing community of artists there who are building some incredible spaces. So definitely don't be afraid to dive in, ask any questions there, and share your work. We'd love to see what you're working on. So first step is to install Unity. It's totally free to install and use. Just follow this link to download it. You're going to want to download version 2020.3.18. This version works the best with the current version of our space template. So just use Unity version 2020.3.18. And once you've downloaded that, you're going to come back to this page where you're going to download our template off of GitHub. So click on this link. It'll take you to our Mona GitHub, where you can click on this green code button and click download zip. So that's going to download the zip file for the Space Starter template, and you're going to save that somewhere on your hard drive. So I have it right here. The next step is actually to open up Unity. I'm going to walk you through, I'm actually going to show you how to open it up for the first time. So if you go to Unity, if you just go to your Unity hub, you're just going to click add. And then you're going to find that Space Starter main folder. You're going to click on that and click select folder. That's going to add it to your Unity projects here. Double check your version. It should be 2020.3.18. And then you're going to click on this to open it up in Unity. The first time you open it, it could take a few minutes to get started. It's just installing some libraries and things. And then your project is going to open up and look something like this. So you'll notice at the top here, we have a Mona menu. So first you're going to click on this and you're going to click Load Space Scenes. That's going to load up your space, portals, and artifacts scene. You'll also notice there's an untitled scene here. You actually don't need this. So I'm going to right click and remove scene. So the only things in our hierarchy should be space, portals, and artifacts. That's what your hierarchy should look like. You also want to make sure that space is set as the active scene. So you want to right click and make sure that says set active scene. And there we go. Now this is the Mona Space Starter template. So this is where you're going to start to import some of the 3D objects and environments that you're building in programs like Blender, Cinema 4D, Gravity Sketch, Quill. You can import those files as FBX files and OBJs, and you can use them and start building out your 3D environment. So just to show you how quick and easy it is to get started with testing our environment inside of Mona, I'm actually going to keep everything as is. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go up to the Mona menu, and I'm going to click Build Playground Files. So whenever you want to test what you're doing inside of Unity, inside of Mona, you want to build playground files. And I'm going to show you how to use these playground files to instantly upload them to Mona and drop right into your scene as you see it in Unity. With everything we're doing inside of Mona, it's all built on WebGL, which means it's rendering in the web browser. So you want to make sure that everything you're doing in Unity actually translates to the experience inside of Mona, inside the web browser. So we recommend and cannot stress often enough to check your work and test it in the web browser as often as possible. So after you build Playground files, it's going to open up this exports folder with Playground files here. So now I'm going to head back over to Chrome, and then I'm going to go to mona.gallery/playground. And here is where I'll be able to actually drop this Playgrounds files folder. That's going to upload it. And here we are. We just dropped right into the scene as it is inside of Unity. So if I switch back over to Unity, you'll see it's this exact scene. How cool is that? So we have the scene in Unity, and now we can check in the web browser that my scene is looking the way it's supposed to. It looks exactly like it does in Unity. So how amazing is that? In no time at all, you can go from building a scene in Unity and then opening up in the web browser with a little avatar here that's running around. If you hit the V key, you can actually switch between third and first person. So now this is the Mona Playground. This is where you're going to test out everything you're doing inside of Unity. And inside the playground, there are a couple of elements which I'd like to highlight now. So in Mona, we have a few different elements which you should be aware of. We have 3 different scenes that the space is divided into. You have space, portals, and artifacts. Space, and under the space prefab, is where you're going to drag and drop and save all of your 3D elements of the actual space. Everything that's going to be permanently minted as an NFT is going to be saved under your space scene. This is where you're also going to make any lighting changes and any skybox changes and baked lighting is going to be through this space scene here. Then you have the portal scene. Portals are going to be your gateway to connecting your Mona space to any other space inside of Mona. So we've just set up a couple of portals here to give you an example, but you can edit these however you'd like, and you only really need 1 portal inside your Mona space. You could actually have no portals as well, but if you don't have any portals, your space can't be connected to anything else. So we recommend having at least 1 portal in your space, but you can essentially have as many as you want. So here we just set up your scene with 2 if you'd like. And if you see inside of portals, this is how it should be structured with portals, portal prefab, and then you have this object, your portal object, and your spawn point. So this is how your portal should be structured. If you ever want to duplicate a portal or create another one, you want to duplicate this entire portal's prefab and then drag it out somewhere. So as you're working, just keep in mind, this is the hierarchy you should work with. So you have portals, and then under that you have portal prefab, and then this is where you have your actual geo, which is what your portal looks like. You have this portal collider object, which is tagged as portal, and then you have a spawn point, which is where you'll spawn as you enter your space from this portal from another room. Then after portals, we have artifacts. I'm just going to delete this because I don't need that. Now the artifact scene, this is really exciting to learn about. So inside of Mona, we lovingly refer to NFT objects, artworks as artifacts. So inside the artifact layer here, which is tagged artifact layer, you have the artifact prefab, and then inside the artifact prefab, you have a mesh geometry, which is your object, and then you have a collider bounding box around your artifact. That is going to be tagged artifact, and then you have a spawn point as well. So if you want to link to an artifact from Mona, you'll spawn right in front of it inside the space that the artifact is located within. So whenever you create an artifact, you want to retain this hierarchy as well. So if I wanted to duplicate this artifact here, I would actually click duplicate, and that would give me another artifact. And I could replace this geometry if I wanted to. Now, this is where you'll be able to actually import NFTs from other platforms. So if you had a painting and you wanted to have an NFT, like if you have a CryptoPunk, you can actually map the image of the CryptoPunk to a painting and have it as an artifact in here. And I'll show you a little later how you can actually link via URL to wherever you have that NFT listed on another platform. So those are the artifacts. So you have 3 scenes: space, portals, and artifacts. And click save. So if I jump back over to our Mona playground, inside the playground, you can actually see that as you rotate your camera towards a portal, Mona will detect that you're looking at a portal. And if you want to, you can actually click on it and it'll test out your spawn point. So see, when I look at the portal and actually click on it, it spawns me right there. That's how I'm going to spawn when I enter your space from another Mona space. So you want to see which direction your robot is facing, and that's the direction that it's going to look from when it enters a space. So that tests the spawn point. Inside of Mona, the spawn points aren't going to look like or work like that. There's no like teleporting right now within the space. That's just a test to make sure your spawn point's working properly. And I'll show you how to edit that later too. And then you have artifacts. So if you look at an artifact, you'll see you get another menu that pops up. You're looking at an artifact. And it also tells you the name of the artifact here. So just like the portals, you can click here and it'll test out that spawn point there as well. And in the bottom right corner, this is your space summary. So this is where you'll be able to test if you have and how many portals you have and artifacts you have in your scene. So back in Unity, see how we have 2 portal prefabs with 2 portals that are tagged portal? Those are those 2 portals that it's finding inside the playground. And the same goes for the artifacts. With the artifact prefabs, each of these artifact prefabs have an artifact object that's tagged artifact. So back inside the Mona playground, we also have 2 artifacts found. So that's a good way to test to make sure your artifact tags and portal tags are working. All right, so let's customize this space a little bit. I'm going to go back to Unity, and now I'm going to start to import some 3D objects and really build out my space. So you can structure your assets folder however you'd like. We set up an add your art here folder just to help you keep things organized, but you can import these anywhere. So I'm just going to double click there, and I'm going to drag in some artwork that I have. So this is importing an FBX file that I've created in another 3D program. So you can export an FBX and bring it right into Unity. And then inside my space scene, see I have my FBX here. I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to drop this right on top of the space prefab there. So I'm going to make sure everything is underneath space. And that drops in a nice cliff 3D model that I made. I'm going to scale this down a little bit just to make it fit the scene a little bit better. There we go. Actually, I want that a little bigger, I think. Yeah, okay. All right. That's looking pretty slick. But guess what? Unless I want this cliff to be a snowy mountain, I'm going to have to add some materials. So to do this, I'm going to right-click down here, click Create, and click on Material. And I'm going to name this Cliff Material. So that creates a new material. And on the material, you're going to want to make sure the shader is a standard shader. And Unity uses the physically based rendering pipeline. So you can actually import texture files for an albedo map, for a metallic. You also have your smoothness and roughness. You have normal map, height map, occlusion, and a detail mask if you want. And there's also emission as well. I'm going to drag and drop my albedo texture right into the albedo map. And I also have a normal map here. One thing to note with a normal map in Unity, you want to click on the texture, and under texture type, you want to make sure you choose normal map. And then you want to apply. I'm going to click on the material again, and then I'm going to drag and drop right onto that normal map. And then I'm going to click and drag this material and drop it right on top of my 3D model. And there you have it. Now we have a textured cliff in the scene. I can adjust the smoothness if I want to make it look a little more wet, but I'm gonna leave it right at 0.5. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now I have a cliff in my scene. Looks awesome. I'm stoked. I want to test this out in the playground because I want to make sure everything I'm doing looks right and looks as expected. So now if I go to File, I want to make sure, see the asterisk there? That means that I've made a change and I haven't saved yet. So I want to go to File, make sure I save everything. And then I want to go to Mona, Build Playground Files again. Okay, so that's going to build those playground files once more. I'm going to head back to the mona.gallery/playground. And once again, I'm going to click and drag these playground files right into the playground. And that's going to load up my scene. And there you have it. Now we have the cliff right in our scene, just like we made it inside of Unity. Looking good. Look at that. I walked right through the cliff. All right, so this will be good. I want to show you how to add colliders now to your objects. So that's good. I tested it in Unity, tested it in the playground, and now I'm seeing, okay, I want to make a change. So this is super easy. I'm going to go back to Unity, and I want this cliff to be solid so that my player doesn't pass right through it. So to do this, I'm going to click on the mesh, and I'm going to go Add Component, and I'm going to search Mesh Collider, and I'm going to click Mesh Collider. That's going to add a collision object to this geometry. So if I hide the mesh there, you'll see there's still that collider there. So that's going to make it so that I collide with it. So now I'm going to click File Save, and I'm going to build playground files once again. So you should get used to using this sort of flow where you can make a change, quick change in Unity, build your playground files, and then test it right in the web browser just to make sure everything is working as expected. I'm going to refresh and drag and drop, and I'm going to test this out. All right, so we're back here, and there you have it. Now I'm running right into the cliff. So that's what that collider object's going to do. I do want to make one suggestion, though. Inside of Unity, when we're rendering in WebGL with something like a mesh collider, if you look at it, it's actually taking the information from that base mesh. So you can see all these polygons that are in here. This could potentially slow down the experience inside of Mona. So you could use a mesh collider, but I want to show you one other way you can do this, which could actually make your scene more optimized and make for a better experience. So I'm going to click this button here and remove component. And now I'm going to click Add Component, but this time I'm going to click Box Collider. Now, a box collider is different than the mesh collider because you could see there's actually only 4 polygons, 4 faces. So each of those faces, even though it's a collider, it's not rendering the actual texture of them. It is still rendering them in the browser, so it will sort of decrease your performance even if you can't notice it. If you have a ton of objects with mesh colliders, it will eventually slow down your scene. So if you don't need for your character to be like getting into all these crevices, I would suggest for complex meshes especially to just use box colliders. And I'm going to show you how effective this is. So if I go File, Save, Mona, Build, Playground Files, that's going to build it once again. And we're going to go back to the playground. I'm going to refresh that. Click and drag playground files there. All right, we dropped in again. So now you'll see I'm still going to hit the cliff, but now you'll notice I'm not like running right under the crevice, which, is a creative decision, but your scene will ultimately be running faster if you have a lot of meshes in your scene. So the box collider works just like the mesh collider, except it's not using all the geo from the mesh. So it's a little bit more performance on the web browser. So you always want to test your scene out and optimize it the best. So if you have mesh colliders in there and your scene is running well, then you can use the mesh collider, but we do recommend trying out the box collider if you don't need to have all that extra detail. It will save you some time on your performance and make your scene run better for your users. So there you go. So now we have this awesome cliff inside of our Mona space. Look at that. Looks great. Okay, so we tested out our scene in the Mona playground. It looks great. Now, normally I would add a bit more to my scene here, but just for this tutorial, I want to now show you how you can go from just testing in the playground to actually uploading your scene to Mona and minting your scene. So next, I'm going to go to Mona, build mintable files. So once I'm absolutely happy with my scene and I'm ready for this to go live inside of the decentralized metaverse, I'm going to make sure I hit File, Save, and I'm going to click Mona, Build Mintable Files. All right, so that's going to build the mintable files. Now, for this next part, I'm going to go back over to Mona. And when it comes time to actually upload your space to Mona, instead of the playground, I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to go to mona.gallery/wallet. Here's where I'm actually going to get started with connecting my wallet to Mona and uploading a space. Since this is a tutorial, I'm actually going to use a different link here just to test out. So I'm going to be using some test links to test out the Mona upload process. You're going to use mona.gallery/wallet. I'm using one that's called staging here, so don't mind that. Just make sure you go to mona.gallery/wallet, and the first step is to actually connect your wallet to MetaMask. So now I'm going to click Connect Wallet, and it's going to ask for a signature request. So you just have to click Sign, and that's going to log you in to Mona. So awesome, check this out. Now inside your Mona wallet, you have some space drafts here. I'm going to click Start a New Space. So right here is where I can enter my artist name. So I'm going to enter my name, Justin. And for space title, I'm going to call it Cliff Scene. And then I have a description. My cliff scene. And summary. A nice looking cliff. And then once I filled these details out, I'm going to choose a theme. Now you can choose one or many themes for your space. This is more of a nature theme, so I'm going to just select that and click Continue. Okay, so now it's going to ask you for a few things. It's going to ask you to, it's going to give you your space info here. And then you have an area for artifacts, and then you have playable files, preview image, mintable file, and preview render. First, I'm going to upload my playable files. So everything I was testing in Playground, this is the playables, this is the Playground files folder. So I'm going to click and drag that right there. So that's going to validate the space, and it's going to give me a summary. It says 2 artifacts found, 2 portals found. That looks right, so I'm going to upload that. This is going to actually upload my Playground files to IPFS. Then I'm going to go down to Mintable file. And here I'm also going to select this Mintable package that was created when I built those Mintable files in Unity. I'm going to click and drag the Mintable package file right there. That's also going to read the file, and it's going to start to upload that to IPFS as well. Make sure you click upload there. So that's going to start uploading to IPFS. And in the meantime, I'm going to get a preview image here. So you can actually take a screen grab of your scene and upload it here. I'm actually gonna use a screen grab that I took of a different sort of rock space. I'm gonna upload that there. And there's also a preview render. If you follow our docs page, we walk you through how to get a nice looking video render out of your space. So I've also already made a render that I'm gonna upload there. So there's our preview image, and that's uploading our preview render. All right, so now it's going to take a few minutes, but your Mintable file will eventually be uploaded to IPFS. Your preview render is going to show up there, your preview image there, and your playable files will have uploaded to IPFS as well. And that's where your artifacts are actually going to show up too. And you'll see now you have a playable files preview link. So if I click preview, that's actually going to take me to this link where I then can share with anyone, and it'll drop me right into the little scene that I made. You can see my preview image here, and it's going to load up my space inside of Mona. And here we are. There we go. So now I've gone from creating my space inside of Unity, testing in the Unity playground, making some changes to it, building mintable files, uploading them to the Mona wallet, to now uploading my space inside of Mona, and I get a public link which I can share with anyone. And now I have my very own space inside the metaverse. Really, really cool. One more thing I want to show you. Here under your artifacts, since we do have 2 artifacts in this scene, I can now click on this button to link them somewhere. So this, I can give a title to my artifact, Sphere 1. Artist is going to be me. This is a description. And we also have where people can buy this, like OpenSea, Rarible, Super Rare. You can actually select the marketplace, and you can copy and paste the marketplace URL in addition to a preview asset. So to show you how this works, I'm actually going to find a link to an artifact. So now I'm actually just going to use a link to an artifact that I have, and I'm going to copy the preview image there. And I'm going to click link artifact. Okay, so now we have one artifact linked. And just to show you how this works, now when I click preview, it's going to load up my space again. And we're going to drop in. But now you'll notice when I look at the actual artifact, nothing happens. Oh, I need to be, oh dear. Okay, the artifact is a little too high. So you could see if I look at this artifact, nothing's happening. That's because artifact 2 isn't linked yet. But if I go back to artifact 1, it's really high up there. See how now I have the little artifact menu that pops up in the bottom right? See that? So if I click for details, it gives me info about the artifact. It gives me the actual image that I dropped in there. And then I have a link to view this on OpenSea. So now I can actually link to artifacts that I have listed on other platforms, and I can import them right into Mona this way. So really, really cool. And you'll also see we don't have portal linking set up just yet. So that's why I can't link my portal just yet. It just says coming soon. But at least for now, I've now shown you how you can then start linking and editing your artifacts so that when you're inside your Mona space, if you click on it, you have these details, and you can actually click and sell NFTs that you have elsewhere inside of Mona. So that's really, really cool. All right, so my space is looking great. It's all uploaded to IPFS. I've linked my artifacts, and now I am ready to mint this space. All right, so my space is now uploaded to IPFS. I've got my playable files there. My Mintable files are uploaded, preview render, preview image. Artifacts are linked. It looks great. I tested it. I have the test link that I can share with people. I can also check on the Mona Gallery homepage, and you can see my scene now automatically shows up right inside of the Mona Gallery homepage as well. And you'll see since we tagged it nature, it's going to show up under the nature tag. So that's really awesome. Okay, now my next step is to mint my space. I want to actually turn this into an NFT, and I want to be able to show and display and maybe even sell my NFT space. So you'll notice now the mint space button is up here, but it's kind of it's not enabled just yet. Once you upload your space to Mona, we're going to bring it through a QA process. We want to make sure that you've set it up correctly. Once your space has passed our QA process, you'll receive a notification to return to your space draft page where you'll see the Mint Space button is now active. So to mint your space, you're going to select Mint Space. Now here, you're going to select either to mint on Ethereum or to mint on Polygon. And if you want to click this link, you can actually check out an article that shows a good comparison between Ethereum and Polygon. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to mint on Polygon. So I'm going to select the Mumbai testnet here. This is just a testnet, so you'll actually select the Matic mainnet. If you see my wallet, I can show you. Right now I have Mumbai selected. You'll actually be on Matic. So for now, I'm on this testnet for Polygon. I'm going to click continue. It's going to wait for signature, and then this window will pop up in my MetaMask, and it's going to give me an estimated gas fee, which is 0.001847 Matic. So I'm going to click confirm. And there we are. That's the process to mint on Polygon. So now you get the notification your space has dropped, and it gives you a link to view it on OpenSea. Now this part could take 10 to 15 minutes for your space to show up. So if it doesn't show up immediately, just give it a few more minutes. But that's all you have to do. So now you'll see your space is now on OpenSea under our Mona spaces. So it's that easy to mint your Mona space on Polygon. Then when you click your back arrow back to your wallet, you'll see you've now freed up your space draft because now you have the scene that you just minted on Polygon in your My Spaces section. Then if we head back over to the Mona Gallery homepage, you'll see that your space scene will now have this collect link here, which if you click, will take you right to that OpenSea listing. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial on getting started with building your very own space inside of Mona. Together, we walked through the Mona Space Starter template. I showed you how to import your 3D files into the template and then build and test using the Mona Playground. And then once we were happy with our space, we walked through how to actually upload all your files to Mona and to IPFS to go live inside the decentralized metaverse. Then finally, we closed out the video by walking you through the minting process, and we minted our very own space right on Polygon. And then we could see it populate to OpenSea, where I'm now ready to go and sell it. So this was a really great tutorial. We covered a lot in this video. If you haven't already, please join our Discord and join in our creative community. We have an amazing amount of artists from all different backgrounds who are building incredible spaces inside the metaverse. So we would love for you to join us there. If at any point you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask us in the Discord. We're here to help. We're so excited that you're building with us, and thank you again for watching this tutorial. If you found it helpful, please give it a like, please subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you in the Discord. Thanks so much. Have a great day.